Good morning. Roberta, can you see and hear me okay?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi, Heather. Do you want to try a sound check so we can make sure your mic works?
Check, check.
Can you say a little bit more?
Yes, can you hear me?
It's a little low.
Is it?
Can you say a little bit more so we can see if it's...
Let's talk. I'll use the other one.
Okay. It sounded okay right when you said, I'll use another one, but before that, it
Oh,
was
really?
a little...
I guess if I talk a little louder.
Yeah, that seems to be okay.
Okay. I will talk loud.
Yeah, that seems to be okay.
If you want to, well, I guess I won't be able to see you, but if you stop being able to hear me very well.
Somebody will interrupt you and tell you.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. We will wait for Board Member Grable to join us, and then we will get started. Thank you. All right, it looks like we have Board Member Grable, so we will go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the Water Conservation Subcommittee to order at 9:01. Secretary Ava, can we do a roll call?
Chair Watts,
Here.
Board Member Grable,
Here.
Board Member Walsh.
All right, so just a reminder to the subcommittee members, if you could mute your phones or microphones when you're not speaking. And then we will open up for public comment item 2. So this is public comment on non-agenda items. So if you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you are dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Secretary Asa, do we have any live email or voicemail public comments?
We received no public comments.
All right, thank you. So now we will open up for any public comments on the minutes before we accept the minutes. So if you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. And if you are dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Secretary Asa, do we have any comments about the minutes from last meeting?
There were no public comments.
All right, great. Well, then I'd like to ask Deputy Director Martin if he could introduce item 4.1.
Yeah, good morning, Chair Watts. Item 4.1 is our water use efficiency awards. Heather Aviles, Sustainability Representative for the Water Department, will be presenting.
Good morning, Chair Watts, members of the committee. I'm sorry, one minute. All right. As Peter said, I'm Heather Avila, the Sustainability Representative for our Water Use Efficiency team. I'm here today seeking the committee's approval of this year's Water Use Efficiency Award nominations. We've provided a handout with a detailed description of the nominees, but I'll also review them right now. Our first nominee is our Water Efficiency Program Champion. We're nominating Park Landscape Maintenance. Park Landscape Maintenance has replaced over 30,000 square feet of turf with low water use gardens in 2021 alone. They've gone above and beyond to save water by performing irrigation systems checks, responding quickly to leaks, and using meter data to manage commercial sites to a budget. They serve both our residential and commercial sectors and promote our programs and rebates to their customers. Our multifamily award nominee is going to Dan Wiley. Dan owns a 20-unit complex in Santa Rosa. And one of the main reasons we're nominating him is because he's using our WaterSmart portal to observe water use trends and set thresholds for leak alerts. By doing this in 2021, he was able to notice a water use increase. And when he did, he conducted inspections and gathered information from his tenants and was able to figure out that his recirculating hot water pump on his water heater had broken. He repaired the pump and was quickly able to save thousands of gallons of water. Without the pump working, the tenants were having to run the water a lot longer to get hot water for the shower. In addition to having very, very efficient fixtures at his complex, he has an on-site maintenance manager who conducts inspections and tests the toilets for leaks at least twice a year. And he also responds very quickly to any water use concerns that the residents have. Our commercial award nominee is going to Coddingtown Center. Coddingtown Center was extremely supportive of our drought efforts this last year. And they hosted a drought outreach event, or Drought Drop By, where we gave away thousands of our Water Smart kits to our customers. In addition, they've taken on a large-scale irrigation project where they're converting over 4,000 spray heads to an efficient drip system. Lastly, Coddingtown has a very large and very complex plumbing setup, but they've been extremely responsive to concerns of leaks and finding and fixing them. Our single family award nominee goes to Richard Lane. Richard is the Coffee Strong block captain, and he continues to promote sustainable features within the Coffee Park rebuild. This last year, he installed over 5,000 gallons of rainwater storage that has a rainwater garden for all the overflow. He also installed a gray water system that uses water from his clothes washer, bathroom sinks, tubs, and showers to irrigate his low water landscape. We'd now like to ask the committee's approval to move forward with these nominations today.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Are there any board member questions or comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for the presentation, and the nominees look great. I love the rainwater captation. I have one of those 5,000 gallon tanks in my backyard myself that collects rainwater, and especially right now, it's like just seems like everybody's going to need one pretty soon. So I'm glad that folks are out there and leading the charge and helping us, with early adoption of some of these things that are going to probably become the norm. So thank you so much.
I also really enjoy seeing the multifamily award this year. I know that it's really difficult a lot of the times for us to reach the tenants who are not necessarily on the account holder, or not the account holders on the water bill. So it's really exciting to see landlords participating in some conservation efforts, and I hope that they can encourage them to do that across the entire city, because I think that that's a missed opportunity that we just don't get to reach those participants as easily. So thank you guys for that. Really excited for this year. This is always probably the best meeting of the year when we get to do these awards. So with that, I will open it up for public comment. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you are dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Secretary Asa, do we have any public or voicemail comments at this time?
There are no public comments.
All right, great. So I guess we will do a roll call vote.
I think you actually need to formally do like a move in a second,
Oh, thank you.
even though it's just the two of you.
I move to approve the nominations set forth in the presentation for water conservation efforts. And
Thank you, Board Member Grable. I will second.
So Chair Watts
Aye.
and Board Member Grable.
aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, we will move to item 4.2. Deputy Director, could you introduce the item?
Yes, we have a staff update for 2022 Water Awareness Month. Once again, Heather Aviles will be providing that presentation.
Thank you, committee members. As both of you likely know, Water Awareness Month is a statewide effort celebrated in the month of May. On May 10th this year, we will be going to City Council for the proclamation of Water Awareness Month, as well as for these Water Use Efficiency Award nominations. As usual, we will be advertising Water Awareness Month through our social media, radio, newsletters, and local partnerships. The proclamation, it helps bring awareness to Santa Rosa Water's efficiency program and recognizes our efforts by our staff and our community. Some of the 2022 water awareness events include the Earth Day event we will be having on April 23rd. This event promotes environmental protection within our community, and we hope to see thousands of people this year. Water efficiency will be there handing out water smart kits and informing our customers about our rebates and programs to help them save water. On May 14th, the virtual eco-friendly garden tour will begin. The tour highlights Russian River friendly landscaping best practices and supports work completed by qualified water efficient landscapers. There will be 12 gardens throughout Sonoma and Marin County, and 3 of them will be in Santa Rosa. We expect over 2,000 people to sign up and participate. Each of the gardens will have a professionally shot video to inspire and educate our community. Also on May 14th, we are co-hosting a workshop in coordination with Daily Acts at Bear Farm. This workshop will be a bilingual workshop in Spanish and English on insect investigation. Studies are showing that improving biodiversity in our soils leads to less runoff and much greater water retention. As part of Water Awareness Month, we also send out letters to our customers to update them on water supply issues, water use restrictions, rebates and free devices, as well as our events, and promote our Water Smart portal. Due to COVID, we've had to cancel our Water Smart Expo for the last 2 years, but we're finally excited to be hosting it again this year. This year, it'll be held on June 29th. Our focus will be on drought outreach and promoting our Water Smart portal. We expect to have about 12 booths that highlight indoor and outdoor water efficiency, and we'd love to see the members of the board there. As always, Santa Rosa Water is here to help.
Thank you so much for your presentation. You guys have a lot of busy events coming up. Excited to see some of them coming back in person. Any board member questions or comments? All right, well, thank you so much for your presentation. We will open it up for public comment on item 4.2. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you are dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Secretary Atha, any public comments for this item?
We have no public comments.
Great. We will move to item 4.3. Deputy Director, if you could introduce item 4.3.
Yes, thank you, Chair Watts. Item 4.3 is a staff update on Department of Water Use Efficiency activities and the spring and summer drought campaign. Presenting will be Claire Nordley, Water Use Efficiency Coordinator for the Water Department.
Good morning, Chair Watts and members of the board. All right, so I'm going to be presenting a water use efficiency update and a drought campaign update. So in spring and summer, we are changing the tagline just slightly from drought is here to drought is still here, kind of adding that still here to make sure that our customers are aware that drought continues, but still complementing our existing outreach materials. On the bottom left-hand side is a picture of the campaign that we're going to be rolling out. This is just a draft image, but it's really to highlight sort of a before and an after, and provide information to our customers about specific actions that they can take at their property to save water. So in this example, we have grass on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, we have a dry creek bed with some plantings. So it's really going from, a resource-intensive, water-intensive landscaping to a beautiful low water use landscaping. And so again, all of the images will highlight sort of a before and after and suggest ways that customers can undertake water-saving actions at their own home. In addition to the events that Heather described earlier for April and May, we have a very full summer and fall coming up with a lot of in-person events. And we're really excited to be able to work again with our customers in person. So we've got a farmer's market booth that's coming up in June. Of course, we have our Water Smart Expo also in June. We've also got a tree care workshop that's coming up in July, really emphasizing to our customers the importance of taking care of their trees during drought. We're also going to be hosting a hands-on drip irrigation workshop in July. We have a gray water reuse workshop that's coming up in August. We'll be going back again to the Wednesday night market in August. We're hosting a lawn gone workshop in September, and then 2 rainwater harvesting workshops, one in English and one in Spanish, later on in November. So we're really excited to get back out there and work with our customers again in person. We're also continuing always to work with our commercial customers. So on the left-hand side, you'll see a water-saving tip sheet that we're trying to distribute out to our commercial customers through our chamber relationships. That's been really successful last year, and we hope to continue those relationships moving forward. We also have outreach that's required because we are in drought restrictions that need to go into hotels and lodging, as well as restaurants. So we have free cards that are pictured here on the right-hand side of the screen. We can provide those cards for free to any of our commercial customers who may like them. They can also put out their own cards, and we have editable electronic copies on our website for customers to be able to customize them and add their logo, for example. So some of the key messaging that we're going to really be highlighting in the next couple of months, this spring and summer, are encouraging our customers to do an irrigation checkup, reviewing their irrigation before they turn it on, make sure that there aren't any leaks and breaks. We're also always encouraging appropriate scheduling. We offer free weekly watering recommendations on our website, and we hope that customers take advantage of those. We also always encourage customers to select low water use plants, and we have great resources on our website to encourage that selection. Always advocating that customers find out about and utilize our rebates, including our new rebates, which are the pool removal rebate and our pool cover rebate. We also emphasize tree care during drought. Especially our trees and our mature plantings don't bounce back as easily during after drought. And so it's really important that we ensure our customers continue to water those and let their grass die, which could be brought back really easily after a drought. And then lastly, we're always encouraging our customers to register for the Water Smart portal. We think this is a really helpful tool for customers to be able to understand their water usage really easily. It provides annual, monthly, weekly, and even hourly water use data. So one project that I wanted to highlight that staff has just completed is to develop a list of climate-ready trees. This was a list of trees that thrive not only in Santa Rosa's current climate, but also in our projected climate out through 2050. So this list of trees, I think, will be useful for numerous reasons. One of them, of course, for our Cash for Grass lawn removal rebate program for our required plantings. We also get questions from customers about what kinds of plants to plant just in general, even if they're not participating in our Cash for Grass program. So I think it'll be helpful for them as well. We were also recently awarded a grant to expand our Cash for Grass program for our commercial customers and increase that rebate amount. and it requires that customers install trees. So again, this list will be really helpful for that. And then lastly, I think this list will be helpful for our required street trees list that is maintained by our Parks Department. So this list was developed in concert and partnership with our master gardeners, our local master gardeners. They actually reviewed climate projections for Sonoma County and specifically Santa Rosa out through 2100. And they reviewed climate projections from numerous sources: Sonoma County Climate Protection Authority, CalAdapt, Western Regional Climate Center, and California Irrigation Management Information System. So they analyzed quite a bit of research about how trees are going to be adapting in our changing climate, and they identified key elements to plant selection. And then they developed a scoring tool to select trees. What their research found was that Paso Robles's temperature and climate as it is today is how Santa Rosa's will be in 2050. So based on that information, they were able to rank over 100 trees and to develop a list of 28 trees total that scored the highest on the scoring tool, which is based on 8 different characteristics, including drought tolerance. So all of the trees on this list are either low or very low water use requirements, temperature tolerance, pest resistance, damage resilience, whether the tree is native to California or not, the nuisance factor, so how much leaf drop is occurring, for example, throughout the year, the maintenance requirements, and whether the tree provides habitat. So this list of 28 trees is now available on our website. We've also integrated it into Sonoma Water's plant picker tool, so it's also available regionally for anyone in Sonoma County to take advantage of this. And lastly, I want to highlight the success that the Sonoma Marin Saving Water Partnership has had over the last fiscal year. Santa Rosa is obviously part of this partnership, and we've contributed to these successful totals. So in this last fiscal year, over 945 irrigation systems were retrofitted with smart controllers, over 150,000 square feet of lawn was removed, over 31,000 gallons of rainwater harvesting capacity was added to our county, almost enforced 1,500 water waste enforcements, 2,100 water smart home evaluations, which is pretty impressive considering we weren't going into homes for part of this year due to COVID. So that's really exciting to see that we were still able to participate in over 2,000 home evaluations. And then really excitingly, we've distributed over 10,000 drought kits in this last year. 3,000 of which were contributed by Santa Rosa alone during our last drought drop-by events. So as always, Santa Rosa is here to help. And for the latest information on drought and water use efficiency, folks can visit srcity.org/savewater.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Are there any board member questions or comments at this time? Board Member Grable?
Yeah, thank you so much for that presentation. Just a lot of expertise there that I think we benefit from, and certainly the public does. Just a specific question. You mentioned, I was hoping the slide would come up and I could screenshot it, but the list of climate ready trees that you narrowed down to 28, you said it was available on which website, and just how can I access that? Because that's actually something that I think I can use in my work right away.
That's great. Yes, it is available on our Santa Rosa Water Smart Yard page. So that's the srcity.org/watersmartyard. And it's also available on Sonoma Water's website. That would actually be the suggested location because there's nice pictures and they have more of a description on their website because they have a great tool.
Awesome. And just out of curiosity, is that the language there on the website, does it describe it both in terms of water savings and climate adaptation? It's the climate ready trees title is there too.
Yes, it does talk a little bit about the climate benefits to trees.
That's fantastic. I've been hoping there would be more of a synergy, and I saw it in the last presentation from Ms. Aviles as well, recognizing that healthy soils and obviously native plants and vegetation and that carbon sequestration and water retention in healthy soils with native plants and biodiversity seem to be, synergistic and symbiotic, and definitely achieving multiple desired outcomes at once, obviously, as that becomes a more and more dire imperative. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. Over the past year or so, Claire and her team have worked quite a bit with the partnership to develop a lot of plant list related items and ways that folks can kind of go shopping at different nurseries and things like that. So it should be utilized as a resource for folks, countywide. And so I think, Claire's suggestion that be the kind of the primary location is a good one, because we've also put a lot of time and equity into helping the partnership improve that as well.
Is there any thought of making that in a physical handout that can be placed at some of these nurseries, like at the checkout type of location? Just speaking from my own experience, going to a nursery and then asking, oh, which ones are drought tolerant and all that. Those are usually kind of the questions that I when I am looking for some flowers for the season. Is there any possibility of getting that into something physical that can be displayed at those types of locations?
That's a great idea. Yes, I can definitely look into that. I can also comment that Sonoma Water, through the partnership, has a Water Smart Plant Nursery plant tag that they've worked with specific local nurseries, and I think they're always trying to expand it. So I think it's at 19 local Sonoma County nurseries, and it's a specific plant tag that says this plant is Water Smart. So that is also out there. And of course, they're always looking to expand that further. But I think that this tree list would be a really good complement to a plant tag.
Yeah, that's Board Member Gravely. Go.
Well, I just wanted to second what Board Member Watts said, what Chair Watts said, in that also there's a lot of folks, I think, who shop at some of the local nurseries, specifically like Cal Flora and others that specialize in native plants. And there are folks from, it's certainly not a generalization, but there are definitely folks who I know use the internet less from other generations, and folks who are elders with more expertise in native plants and gardening, and do go to Cal Flora, but may not be aware of some of the online resources that complement that, and the incentive programs that obviously we've been really rolling out successfully. But there might be some folks who are already doing this stuff that could benefit from that in it, as Chair Watts said, a hard copy form in those locations, because they may not be looking for it online.
Yeah, I know there's an extra cost associated with doing any sort of print material that might not be covered. However, I do know from my own experience, when we go to the nursery, it's kind of just a last minute, oh, let's go to the nursery. And it's an easy place to be outside with my little one. So it's definitely something where I don't necessarily plan and research ahead of time, and usually go and ask them for ideas while I'm there. So something like that I think would be beneficial. And this is really exciting. That tree list I will definitely use, as well as Board Member Grable. So we've been looking for a couple more for our yard while we remove our grass. So that's a exciting resource available.
And just one more clarifying question: the website, the countywide website that both Peter and Claire that you referred to, is the Sonoma Moraine Water Partnership website, not just the Santa Rosa Water Smart. But was that the distinction between the two online portals?
Yeah, so Santa Rosa, in our water department, we have our own website pages, which is the SR City one that I mentioned. But I do recommend for this list to go to the Sonoma Marin Saving Water Partnership list. It's called the Plant Picker, and it's prominently displayed right on the homepage. And it's got really nice photos, and it's got a good description of each type of plant. So I think that's the best resource to be able to see what the plant looks like, for example.
Yeah, and that webpage is savingwaterpartnership.org.
Well, thank you so much. This was an engaging conversation. I think we're both very excited about these resources, so I know the public will be as well. So we will open it up for public comment. If there are any public comments on item 4.3, if you're dialing in, please dial *9. If you are doing through Zoom, please raise your hand. Secretary Asa, do we have any public comments for this item?
Chair Watts, we have no public comments.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the information this morning. I think that actually concludes our meeting. So we will adjourn and we will see each other at the next BPU meeting. Have a good day.